So, my day has been interesting already. I definitely have the flu. Andrew gave it to me. He was sick for like 2 weeks. He had type A and I have type B, and I have not figured out yet like how he did that, but I know that he did this to me. And yeah. Ava is really sick too, and she's home. And well, when you're sick and your children are sick, then well, you know who's getting up and cooking, because when Andrew's sick, I just close the door and I leave him alone. Although, on the flip side, Ava needing me to make her things is weirdly hitting my mama bear spot. And I'm like, oh my God, she's never going to ask me for anything after like another year or two. So there's something wrong with me. And I like this also. But Andy wants me to take them to like the doctor. Hell no. Someone got off a plane in Midway with coronavirus. We can never go anywhere again on the south side. People share cigarettes here. They will all have it. And they'll all be at sea.
So, apparently, Andrew had contact with someone who was sick on Friday at work, Friday night. So this morning, he woke up around 5 a.m. in a flurry, jumping out of bed, grabbed the thermometer, took his temperature, and he was 100.9. Most fun is, he lectured us all weekend about what the department told him about this damn virus. And did he tell any of us that he was in contact with some crazy kook with a cough and a fucking sneeze and God knows what on Friday? No. He let me sleep in bed with him. Yeah. So now he's sick, and I have to take care of him. He can't leave the bedroom, which means I can't go in the bedroom. It's gonna be fine. It's probably not the virus.
Okay, so I know I'm supposed to be quarantined, but instead I've been selling stuff all day on the Facebook Marketplace and also buying stuff. And sometimes I come to places alone, and right now I'm in the Brook, which could be good or bad. And I didn't see a murderer when I got here. I walked up to the door and saw this. Hey, buddy. Not creepy at all. This is my chest that I bought. It's a Foot Locker to put the kid stuff in that I'm saving for them when they get old. He's got a strong stare. Well, he survived the night. I made him take the dogs for a walk, and now I'm running him a bath. There's a sighting. Say hi, honey.
Huh? What are you doing?
Just gonna say hi to Jess and Jenny. He'll be fine in a minute, because now he's gonna take a bath. Anyways, we stayed up all night, so that was fun. But Rudy told me I was a good mom. So I'll do that again. I'll never sleep again. It was really satisfying, actually. Okay, so real world coronavirus problems when you have to wear your mask. I have gloves too. I took them off because I'm in my car now. But anyways, when you breathe and it like fogs up your glasses, how am I supposed to drive like that? I think that means that this mask is letting too much air out, which probably means too much air is coming in.
Oh yeah, they're useless. It's okay.
I ordered the fancy ones, but
for the essay.
Amazon isn't sending things same day or next day delivery anymore, which has probably been the hardest part of this whole quarantine thing. Anyways.
People are like...
So in all seriousness, Andrew just had like a breathing fit where he couldn't breathe. So, I mean, I guess he's really sick. Also, Ava just told me that there is no coronavirus. She said they're just keeping us all inside while they change all the batteries in the pigeons. And then she said, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? And I said, no.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too, Ava. Her point was proven well. Wow. That is not what I look like at all. But anyways, day 5 of quarantine, and a couple thoughts. How come I'm not hearing from anybody else having to sit in their house and take care of their husbands? Statistically, men are getting sick 2 to 1. It can't just be Andrew. Are y'all just not talking about it? Or is my husband a hypochondriac? I don't think he's ever going to get better, as I brought him his yogurt parfait with all the dried fruit and nuts and fresh honey and granola on it. And then I closed the door and walked out as he listened to a podcast and played video games. I thought to myself, even if he did feel better, he'll never tell me. I'm like stuck in I don't know. I know he's hurting, so I'm giving him till after that 10-day mark when they're supposed to almost die. Okay, so I poked a little fun at the spousal unit this morning. But, he was getting on my nerves, okay? And it's been a couple days. And I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not supposed to be at home all the time. I'm supposed to be working 60 hours a week as a dispatcher. This is not supposed to be my life, but this is where we are. So anyways, his heart rate went up to 130, and all of a sudden he couldn't breathe and he couldn't stand, and he was freaking out. I could tell he was, he kept getting up and talking, and I'm like, shut up, lay down. This is not what you do when you can't breathe. You need to get down. Stop moving. So I made him go to sleep and take a nap after we talked to the doctor. He couldn't even talk to the doctor because he couldn't keep talking because he kept losing his breath. So the doctor called in a prescription to the pharmacy. So the doctor told me that he was going to call in a prescription for an inhaler, and he's supposed to do that in between his nebulizer treatments. Great. This is at 3:30. So me and his boss are trying to get him a test. Don't hear anything back. By the way, his boss is the chief of police because my husband's a police officer. And apparently first responders do not get priority testing, which is fine. I mean, cops shouldn't get everything. I agree with all those people. Why are they special? Because he comes in contact and he has to probably figure out who he's talked to in the last 2 weeks. So we don't really know if he has it or not. And there are no tests. There's a lot of drive-through facilities. There's a lot of people who talk about tests. I see it on the news. Have not seen one. Have not talked to anybody who seems to think that they have one that they could share with Andrew. So finally I noticed it's 4:30 and the pharmacy closes at 5. So I'm like, well, I better get up there because they're going to close. So I hurried up to the pharmacy because it's 4:30 and I know they close at 5. So I need to stand under the gate before they close it down to find out what's going on with my inhaler. By the way, there's signs all over the Walgreens that say what social distancing is, but lots of people at the pharmacy were up on me. I let the one lady go in front of me because I'm like, why are you so close to me? I can smell your Newports. You're supposed to stand away from each other. Rude. So anyways, the pharmacist says, oh, his prescription is back ordered. We don't have any of those. Did you need it? And I'm like, well, wouldn't you assume that an inhaler might be needed during these times if someone asked for one? Why wouldn't you call me and tell me you didn't have them? And she's like, oh, well, I could see if we have other ones. I'm like, yeah, whatever you want. Just give it to me. I don't care. She's like, well, your insurance might not cover it. I'm like, I don't care. Just give me one. She's like, it's going to be $55. I'm like, woman, it is $4.56 now. Ring up the inhaler. So I got the inhaler. I didn't have time to explain to her that I needed it because my husband was dying of coronavirus. I should have said it loudly so all the people that were standing so close to me when they shouldn't have been would have known that I am likely freaking Typhoid Mary over here because there's no way I don't have it. I've been taking care of this guy for freaking 5 days straight. How is it Saturday also? Where did this week go? I feel like it's Tuesday. I feel like I'm stuck in a time warp. And I had to buy non-acetone nail polish remover because apparently nail salons are not needed during these times. And I was dumb enough to go get my nails done 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to spend my evening trying to peel off gel nails without ruining my nails. That's my night. Should be sanitizing for my hands at least, right? Okay. Oh, and I think I said the wrong kind of nail. Whatever kind, acetone or non-acetone. It says that it'll remove whatever's on my nails. I don't know why I'm doing so much social media-ing. I've never really done that before. Mostly I do feel like it's a good idea because I need to document this so someday when Andrew is old and he forgets that I did all this for him, I can show him these videos and know that he owes me forever. He can never leave me after this. I've kept him alive and comfortable, I would say, and well fed. How are people with coronavirus always so hungry, by the way? I thought people who were sick were supposed to sleep and not be hungry. He's crabby and hungry constant. I'm probably going to keep updating this here and there. Sorry if I get annoying, but my story needs to be told. And nobody else seems to be going through it, so someone should know what's going on. The very last thing I will say before I go into the house, because I have to be mom and give him his inhaler, is things I've learned about this virus is it'll lay dormant for a couple days. Like, I thought he was okay and like getting better for like 2 days, but he wasn't better and he wasn't worse. And my great grandmother always told me that if there's nothing different, that's bad. She said, like, whatever you think it is, it should just be different. Something should change, because if there's no change at all, that means like it's growing underneath, if that makes sense. It must be some old like black plague like remedy knowledge. So he was okay. Every time he's gotten worse, it's been fast, like hit hard and fast. So just be prepared not to expect anything. And like every time you think they're going to get better, they get worse all of a sudden. It's very weird. I don't know. We'll see. My Snapchats keep failing to load. I'm trying to convince myself that it's not the FBI guy who's in charge of keeping track of my phone, trying to keep me from letting the world know what's really going on. Sounds like a conspiracy, I know, but like, why? Why would that not work? It's like it literally says 15 snaps failed to post. My word is important. Super weird. Hello, and welcome to another episode of what the coronavirus is doing to Shannon's life. Just to cue you in, we are at Christ Hospital. After my last post, Andrew looked terrible, and I asked him if... That's him coughing. I can introduce you. Oh, there you go. And I asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital, and he kind of did. And being a cop, people in first responder world, we don't like to go, like, to hospitals or, like, to call ambulance, especially cops. Like, you know, they hate firemen and vice versa and all that. So as soon as he said he wanted to go, I knew that something was wrong. So I called, and they sent an ambulance to the house. So the fire truck shows up first, and the guys like won't even come up our driveway. So they're like talking to us from the edge of the street because they can't come close to us, you know. Although the guy was talking to me about how his wife's sick and he's pretty sure that she's got it. I'm like, okay, buddy, well, guess what? Everybody has it, so I'm sure you're safe there. That's 16 feet away from me. And then the ambulance came, and they were wearing like the spaceman suits, except like they don't go up all the way. So it's like the zipper stops here, and there's like a hole in there, you know, like where air, like a fist, like virus probably can get in there. But you know, it was all very E.T. So they wanted to take him to Payless. I said no Christ. They didn't know why I wanted to do Christ, and I explained to them that, like, you know, if something goes wrong, you want to go to Christ, because when my son broke his leg, Payless couldn't even fix his leg. They had to send him to Christ for a broken leg. They're not letting people up to see patients. I know that sounds wrong because I'm here, but I can be pretty persuasive sometimes. I'm not sure if anyone's picked up on that. But it's fine, because I'm protected from everybody and everyone's protected from me, because I have this fancy mask on that keeps the coronavirus in or out. It's very official. It's not as fancy as the ones Trump was talking about this morning, that he said they were going to put the liquid through and repurpose and fix. He couldn't elaborate, but it sounds like it's going to be a new thing. So they said that they didn't hear any wheezing. They said that they're going to do a chest x-ray. They said that they do not have any tests. When we called, they warned us ahead of time. There was no tests. He won't be getting a test. She said that they do not have tests for their critical patients who they already have. Sorry, hold on. My really important mask is falling off. So he won't be getting tested, which is fine. I told him I don't care. He just needs to be treated for his symptoms. And he's like kind of drowning in the air when he stands. So they did an EKG. So we're waiting. And we'll see what they say. And I'll keep you guys updated. Prayers are always appreciated. And, if you have any updates or anybody you know with coronavirus, let me know. Because, misery loves company. I'd love to hear about it. Okay, update. Oh my God, these filters. If only I really looked like this right now in this hospital. They took his chest x-ray and it was clear. Blood tests all showed no bacterial infections at all, so nothing to be treated. Sending us home with the inhaler that I picked up earlier at 5, that I had the little scuffle with the pharmacist over. So now we have 2 of those. This one, though, is fancier because it was probably way more expensive. And they got him a bag of fluid, which is good. He wasn't dehydrated, but, for measure. They told us the medication that he's taking at home probably is not helping, as it's not done anything thus far. But, can't deny the placebo effect, so we could finish them if we want to. If he continues to get worse, give them a call. It's for sure the COVID virus, but there's nothing they can do about it. So the doctor came in ready to calm us down about not getting the test, because they're only giving the test to patients who are getting admitted to determine whether or not they need to be put in an isolation unit or not. Andrew is still breathing, like he just hopped up a bunch of stairs. They said that his immune system should take care of that in due time. Unknown how long that time will be. But I did get to come home with us an incentives barometer, which he's going to be super excited about because I've just been making him put his head between his legs and take deep breaths thus far. So, other than that, just kind of wait and see what happens and let them know if he gets worse. And viruses. Yeah. So now we are sitting. We've been sitting for about 45 minutes waiting for them to come in and send us off home. Empty-handed. I am waiting to find out if I really need to be isolated in the house, because I'm not sure what good it does really keeping Andy in the bedroom, especially seeing as how this thing apparently lives on metal for 9 days. So the kids have gotten it when I've just dropped a fork he used in the kitchen. Basically, we're all infected, obviously. Hell, I've opened the windows. I've probably infected the neighbors. None of them are on my Snapchat, so that should be fine. Anyways, so we're going to go home and be more patient and listen to everything Shannon says and get our lungs clear the old-fashioned way. So Andy is hungry and tired and crabby. Hangry. Haven't seen anybody, but hopefully we'll get out of here soon and get him fed and go home. And like I said, just keep going and hoping his ginger immune system comes out like the Viking that it should be, and we know it is. Also, did I mention they said he has the largest lungs they've ever seen in 3 years? The x-ray tech said that. Yeah, so also I've not heard from anybody about your stories about your isolation or COVID or husbands you're taking care of. I only have 36 friends, but one of you should be sick, so I appreciate reaching out and asking how we are. I would like to hear your horror stories to compare notes. And like I said before, misery loves company. I want to hear it. So reach out. My very last update for the night, because Andrew's going to kill me. But this is my own sanity. So
I'm going to get good clarification on this whole quarantine thing and how it's supposed to work, because I don't see how we haven't infected my kids. And it seems to me like, you know, when they told those radium girls that they'd be fine and safe if they just stopped licking their paintbrushes. So I'll let you guys know what they say about how effective it is, and if, like, actually just keeping him in a bedroom is actually isolating my children from the virus that can live on metal for 9 days. So I'll let you know probably tomorrow, because by the time we get home it'll be late, and I gotta get this one off and tucked in. So we'll see you tomorrow for day 6.